Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel PG Analytics. In this video, I'm going to talk about one SQL problem statement. So let's understand what we have input and what output we need. So in the input, we have two tables. One is source table and the target table. And both the table is having the same column, ID and name. Now in the output, what I want is I want those ID which is extra in the source table. And I want those ID which is extra in the target table also. Plus, if the ID is same but the name is different, I want those record also. So there are three conditions. First, if the ID is extra in the source table, I want those ID. Plus if the ID is extra in the target table, that ID. Plus if the ID is same but the name is different, I want those ID also. So when ID is extra in the source table, I want to show comment as extra in source table. Similarly, if ID is extra in the target table, that ID plus comment is extra in the target table. If ID is same but the name is different, so here we can see 113, ID is same but the name is different. I want that ID and comment is mismatch. So there are three problem statement in this query that we have to achieve it. So let's write the query to get this desired output. So I already created two table and I will share this script in the comment section. So one is source and the second table is target. Now let's see the data. So I have inserted the same data. So we have two tables, source and target. Now, first query that I'm going to write is to get only those record which is extra or those ID which is extra in the source table. So we can use the left join source and left join target table where or when we are using the join, we can use on source dot id is equal to target dot id. Now let's run it. So here you can see when we use the left join, it will return complete data from the left table, which is our source table, and the matching data from the target. If it is not matching, it will return the null. So we don't have 114 in the target table. So this ID here we can see is extra in the target table. Now what I can do, so here we can see the right table column is null. So what we can do is we can add condition where target.id is null. So first what we are doing, we are applying the left join, which will return the complete data from source table and matching data from target. If it is not matching, it will return this null. Now we have applied the where condition where the target ID is null, where this data is not matching, which means which is extra in the source table. So here we can see we are getting 114 and Amit. So this record or this ID is extra in the source table. So we have got one data which is extra in the source. Similar way, what we can do, we can use same concept to get the ID which is extra in the target table. So instead of left join, now I can use right join. Source right join target where source dot ID is null. Now what we are getting 115 and the name. So this ID is extra in the target table. Now what we can do instead of fetching all the column. So here I can use source dot ID, comma, here I can use extra in source table as comments. Let's see the output. So we are getting the ID which is extra in the source table and comments is extra in source table. Same way, target.id, comma, extra in target table as comments. So here we can see 115, which is extra in the target table. Now we have written two query. One is giving the output or giving the ID, which is extra in source table. Second query is giving the output, which is extra, or ID, which is extra in the target table. Now we also need if the ID is same, but the name is different. So for that, what we can do is we can use inner join, or let's use source comma target, where source dot id is equal to target dot id. So what it is going to do is it will just match the id. If it is matching, let's see the output first. So you can see these are the three record where the id is matching. Now you can see in the first two record the name is also matching, but for the last record name is not matching. What we need is I need only those id where the ID is matching, but the name is not matching. So I can add one more condition here. Source dot name is not equal to target dot name. Now this condition is true only for the last record. So here you can see this ID is matching, name is also matching. This one is also matching, name is also matching. For the last record, ID is matching, but the name is not matching. I just need only those ID where the name is not matching. So let's run it. Now if I run this query, we can see 113. So this is the ID where the name is not matching. So what I can do, I just need ID. So I can pull the ID from source table, comma, and the comment is mismatch as comments. So what we are getting the ID, which is where the name is not matching. So we have three different queries. One is giving the ID which is extra in source table. Second query will return ID which is extra in target. Third query will return that ID which is matching but the name is different. Now what we can do, we can combine all these three queries. So I'll just use the union between all these three queries. And now let's see the output. So now we are getting ID and comments. So 114, which is extra in source, 115 extra in target, and 113 is mismatch. I hope you enjoyed this video. So if you can write this query in any other way, you can use the common table expression to achieve this. So please share your query in the comment section. Thanks for watching this video.